Today we're visiting beautiful, historic Newport, Rhode Island. Let me show you around. Behind me is the Colony House. It's the fourth oldest state house in the country. It was built in 1739. It's at the end of Washington Square, which is the geographical center of Newport. Washington Square leads you to Thames Street. It's one of the original streets built in 1654, and it's the primary street in Newport. And it houses all kinds of shops and restaurants and leads right to the waterfront. Behind me is the Trinity Church. It was built in 1726, and it's had such famous people as George Washington and Queen Elizabeth visit there. This is Bowen's Wharf. It's called the Anchor of Newport and was built in 1760. All along the Newport waterfront. This is the beautiful Newport Harbor. It's host to docks and boats of every shape and size. You never know what you're going to find in Newport. Behind me is St. Mary's Church. It's the oldest Catholic church in all of Rhode Island. And President and Mrs. John F. Kennedy were married here in 1953. This is the famous Old Stone Mill. It was built either in 1583 or 1680 by either the Vikings or the Portuguese. Nobody knows for sure. This is the Turo Synagogue. It's the oldest synagogue in the United States, and it was built in 1759. This is the White Horse Tavern. It's the oldest operating restaurant in the United States. Newport has some of the most beautiful beaches in all of New England, right on the Atlantic coast. Right along the coast is the Cliff Walk. It was started in 1880 through 1929. Along Newport's famous Bellevue Avenue is the Tennis Hall of Fame. Also on Bellevue Avenue are the world-famous Newport mansions. Some of them are the Isaac Bell House, built in 1883, the Elms, built in 1898, the Chateau Semur in 1852, Rosecliff in 1899. The Marble House was built between 1888 and 1892. Belcourt Castle was built in 1891 and is currently going through some restoration. And the granddaddy of them all, the Breakers, built in 1893 to 1895 to the famous Vanderbilt family. Bellevue Avenue brings you to the Ocean Drive, which is 10 miles along the southern coast of Newport. It offers beautiful views of the Atlantic Ocean and the Atlantic coastline. Also along Ocean Drive are some beautiful mansions and homes of very famous people. It also includes the Castle Hill Inn, which was established in 1875 and is still in use today as an inn. It has wonderful views of the Atlantic Ocean and Narragansett Bay. Behind me is the Eisenhower House. It was used by President Dwight D. Eisenhower as a summer White House during his presidency. A little bit further down the road is Hammersmith Farm, which was built in 1887. It was the childhood home of Mrs. Jackie Kennedy. It was the summer White House for President Kennedy in 1961. At the end of Ocean Drive is Fort Adams. It was built in 1776 during the Revolutionary War as a fortress, and today hosts both the Newport Jazz and Folk Festivals. What is sometimes called the gateway to Newport is the Pell Bridge. It is the longest suspension bridge in New England, with its beautiful waterfront, wonderful restaurants and shops, historic buildings, and amazing ocean views. Newport, Rhode Island is one of the top vacation destinations in the entire world. If you ever get a chance, visit Newport, Rhode Island. It's beautiful and there's fun for the entire family. Well, that's it for Camp VooVoo. We'll see you next time. Bye.